Alberta's premier is rejecting criticism he waited too long to impose tougher public health restrictions. Masks are now mandatory, indoor and outdoor social gatherings are banned, and bars and restaurants have to move to takeout and delivery only. And we learned today nearly 4,000 vaccine doses will go to ICU doctors, nurses, respiratory therapists, and long-term care staff in Alberta starting next Wednesday. As Heather Yourex-West reports, the system is at the brink right now.
Edmonton's Royal Alexandra Hospital has become the epicenter of Alberta's fight against COVID-19. More than 100 COVID patients are being treated here.
It's a very sick group of patients who decompensate very quickly. I'm on tonight, and I will not stop moving because they can go from just requiring some oxygen to incredibly unwell very quickly.
Dr. Darren Markland is welcoming Alberta's new measures, but he says this should have happened weeks ago. The number of Albertans in hospital has already risen dramatically since the beginning of November, when 115 people were in hospital and 28 more in ICU. As of Tuesday, there were 542 in hospital, with 112 patients in intensive care. But according to internal Alberta Health Services modelling obtained by Global News, by Christmas Eve the number of COVID patients could rise to more than 1,000, with nearly 200 patients in ICU.
What we have seen are the people in intensive care now are likely the people that were exposed to virus 2 to 3 weeks ago, when cases were about 1,000. And now we're closer to the 2,000 new cases a day mark, and these people will be the ICU admissions around Christmas time.
The Jason Kenney government has been heavily criticized for its delayed response, but the premier is making no apologies.
So why didn't we do this earlier? Because we have sought to limit the damage on our broader society.
And in an interview on Edmonton's 6:30 CHED Radio Thursday, the premier repeatedly characterized criticism of his government's response as an affront to the entire province.
I know there's been a fair bit of Alberta bashing here, but Albertans have done remarkably well through the COVID pandemic until the last few weeks.
That's classic Jason Kenney, right, is finding enemies. Much of the stronger criticism has actually come from within the province. It has come from doctors, it has come from mayors, it's come from the opposition, it's come from the academic community, it's come from the business community.
New measures won't bend the curve down overnight. The best hospitals can hope for is some relief in about 5 or 6 weeks' time. Heather Yourex-West, Global News, Calgary.